Hey guys, welcome back to Getting Jacked. So hopefully I give you guys some clarity today on whether you should bulk, cut, or recomp. And especially like if you're a brown guy, one of the big things we talk about is like, when genetics are bad, so I'm always in the skinny fat look, so I don't know if I should cut, I should bulk, and then we end up getting no results because we keep going in circles. So hopefully I'll eliminate some of the overthinking today and give you a clear direction. So I'm gonna get right into it. So the main reasons, first you want to be aware of like your situation, right? Like why are you in the current state you are in? And what have you been already doing? So you have to reflect on that a little bit instead of being like, I'm just gonna do this. Don't think about it like that first. Think about it, okay, where are you currently at and where do you wanna go, okay? So first step is eliminate some of the overthinking when it comes to training, nutrition. Yes, thinking is important. Critical thinking is something we're missing in society, but when it comes to getting jacked, the inputs are fairly straightforward in most cases, but a lot of us, we overcomplicate it, overthink it, and we just don't do something long enough, right? So when I say overthinking, stop blaming your genetics. Stop saying, oh, yo, like I'm brown, I'm Punjabi, so that means my genetics aren't good to get jacked. So you know what, I'm just not gonna do much, or you know what, I might have to try like these extreme ways of diet, like cutting out roti, cutting out everything, and then going crazy volume in the gym. You don't have to do any crazy things, okay? So stop overthinking in the terms of your genetics, what training split, nutrition, all that stuff. Just find something, right, that's sustainable for you and just do it for a long period of time, okay? So eliminate some of the overthinking first. And the second big part, I notice people who are stuck in this state of like, oh, should I bulk, cut, whatever, they're just unsure if their training is actually working. And this is due to the fact that we're not tracking any metrics. Like a lot of us don't track anything, you know what I'm saying? So if you are unsure if your training is working, track some progression. Like maybe take a notes app, like obviously all my clients who's trying to get jacked app, free plug here. But if you're just, working out, write on your notes app, or you can use Strong app, I think that's free as well. Check out, okay, this is the exercise I'm doing, these are how many reps I'm doing, this is how many sets I'm doing. Every week, are you making progress? Are you moving forward or not, right? So as long as you're moving forward, you're moving forward in the gain sense, right? So track your stuff, that's gonna give you some more clarity, but also a lot of us are not even sure in terms of what direction we wanna go in, so the training is going to be a little bit unsure either way because we're not really sure what we're working towards, right? So pick a clear goal and then track your metrics and you'll start to notice if you're moving in the right direction or not. The third thing I'm going to say is a lot of us, we keep hopping goal to goal. We're like, yo, this month, you know what, bro, like I'm just going to go all in on getting jacked and build muscle for the next month. And then next month after this, you go, man, I feel like I'm getting too fat, bro. Like I'm going to cut. So we never get a reward from anything. And think about it, anything good we've done in life, like think about it in your business, in your social life, in your school, studying, work. You work, and then you get this reward. Compounding interest is the name of the game, right? So you have to apply that same principle to getting jacked. So you have to do something long enough to actually see the reward, okay? So those are the main reasons I find people are already stuck. They just haven't done things long enough and they keep switching things up and overthinking about everything, okay? So first, calm down, get out of that state, and hopefully I'll give you a clear direction in a bit here in terms of what direction to take, whether bulk, cut, recomp, all that good stuff. But first is eliminate the overthinking, choose a structure that works for you sustainably, and just stick to it long enough, okay? Second, I like using the 3-step method in the sense like choosing when someone should cut, bulk, or cut. And I get this all the time on like a consultation. Like client would be like, yo man, like I feel like I should put on more muscle. I want to get this jacked look, but I don't like my stomach area here, so maybe I should cut first. I'm just unsure. So I've been in this kind of dabbling for like the last 2-3 years. I cut a little bit, then I'm like, I'm getting too skinny. Then I bulk a little bit, I'm getting too fat, so I never get the reward. So this is how I determine what focus and direction to take. So number one thing is obviously the body fat percentage. This can be a little tough to find if you don't have any tools. Like there's the pin thing and there's like this machine thing you can hold at gyms. The way I kind of determine it is I'll put this picture up here, right? And this can kind of give you a sense of like where you're at in terms of your body fat percentage, estimate wise. Okay, this is just an estimate. Okay, so first you estimate what your body fat actually is. If you're over 20%, write that down. If you're under 15-20%, write that down. If you're under 15%, write that down. Okay, so 20%, 15 to 20%, and then under 15%. First determine, and the first step is first determine what body fat percentage you are, estimated wise, okay? The second thing is, obviously be honest, right? Please be honest here. Like a lot of us are like, oh, I'm pretty jacked, bro. I'm kind of small, right? So secondly, determine if you're actually looking like you actually lift, right? And what I mean by that is like, if you have, even just a shirt off or like you're wearing a tee, does it look like you have some muscle mass on you? Like, does it look like you have some arms, chest, like back, like you have some muscle mass on you or not? If you don't, right? You likely need to, which I'll go into a second, is like you probably need to bulk a little bit more than you think, even though you might be in the skinny fat situation. But just determine first do you look like you lift? I know it's really subjective, but be honest with yourself. Like, do you look like you actually lift weights? Third, what's your lifestyle like? Okay, is your lifestyle high stress, not much sleep, doing a bunch of things constantly? And then are you constantly like not able to follow one particular structure? You have to like kind of change things up as the week goes on. Like, you can't stick to a specific routine. Is your routine a little more sporadic? The reason I ask that, like, if someone's gonna do a proper bulk but they don't want to get fat and they want to put on solid muscle over time, you need to have some sort of consistency, continuity in terms of food choices, meals, and training performance, right? But if your schedule is all over the place, sometimes getting those consistent meals and training can be a little tough. So I don't recommend a full-on bulk because most people end up getting fat, okay? So first, determine how's your lifestyle. So 3 things you want to determine before we go into should you bulk, should you cut, should you recomp? What's your body fat percentage? Do you look like you lift? And then what's your lifestyle like? Determine those 3 things. And now let's get to the decision, okay? Please write some notes down for these 3 things, okay? Where are you kind of falling into? Now, coming to the decision, I would recommend you would do a cut if you are over 20% of body fat and you feel fairly fluffy and you feel like, you know, like there's not much muscle on you, or maybe there's muscle on you, but you just feel fat, okay? I'm being honest. Bulk, if you're under 15%. So I would bulk if you're 12 to 15%, but a big caveat for the bulk, like I just mentioned, I would only go into a surplus, add more calories if your schedule is fairly consistent, you're sticking to your meals, you're sticking to everything, but also you're noticing your gym performance is plateauing a little bit, right? If you're noticing that like your gym performance continues to improve, you need to add more calories, right? Because you're just going to put on unnecessary body fat. So only bulk if you notice gym performance is getting stagnant and you have a consistent schedule. You don't want to just add more calories for the sake of adding more calories to gain body weight, because you're gonna gain unnecessary body fat. Then you have to cut again in the future. Okay. Third, recomp. This is something where basically you eat around maintenance calories. The way I make my guys do it, just so you're more efficient, I'll give them a little bit more carbohydrates, more calories on like a gym day, and a little bit lesser carbs on non-gym days. So at least like on the gym days when they're expending all the energy, they need the energy, and the days they're not expending all the energy, they have lesser energy. So it leads to a little bit of a leaner look, okay? And protein stays fairly high. But basically on a weekly basis, you're eating around maintenance calories while making sure your gym performance continues to improve. The way I do that is keep the volume somewhat low. But that'll be probably a separate video how to like recomp properly. I think I made like a video on reverse dieting, all that stuff, to check those out. But yeah, recomp would be if you're between 15 to 20%. And you have a little bit of like a hectic lifestyle, and gym is kind of like 3 to 4 times a week. The reason I mentioned the hectic lifestyle is, if you have a crazy lifestyle, there's no point going in ham on like a cut. Because if you go ham on a cut, likelihood is you're probably gonna get more stressed out and your body's gonna react not in the best way, or the cut's gonna be not that long. It's gonna be short-lived, just because eventually stress is gonna get high, you're gonna binge eat, or whatever things are gonna happen is gonna be tough to stick to. So having like a recomp thing helps you build muscle mass and get leaner at the same time, and you end up playing the long game that way. That way you have enough nutrients in the system to nourish your lifestyle that's so hectic, high stress, low sleep, all that stuff. But also you're still moving in the direction to getting that jacked physique, which is already the long game, right? So recomp 15 to 20% if you have a hectic lifestyle, but also, you just like how your physique looks right now. We just want to over time just build it bigger and bigger. And that's been like a phase I've been in the last couple of years as well, okay? So hopefully that answers some questions in terms of what direction you should take, bulk, cut, or recomp. And any phase that you choose, I would kind of go into it for at least 16 to 20 weeks, because if you go less than that, you're not going to be able to get any feedback from it. You're not going to be able to see, okay, is it working or not? Long story short, hopefully this has given you some direction in terms of if you should bulk, if you should cut, or you should recomp. But if you need any help, if you need any direction, you let me know. If you want the free mini cut guide, check the Google Drive below. If you can't find it, send me a message on Instagram, Rowan10, and I'll be more than happy to help you out. But guys, remember, comment, like, share, look out for the next video, which will likely be about protein meals in a Brown household. You know what I'm saying? So thank you guys, appreciate it. Any feedback always goes a long way. Let's keep getting jacked. Take it easy.